This is Tacos Live. I am Brandon Petrich. Jay and Jeff are with us. We've got Russell Bird as well. Boys, how are we doing?
Well,
it's another great day in paradise.
And Brandon, I just have to comment on how professional you were on just getting those details out. It's like, wow, our producer is the best. Promo Corner is the best. It's like, boom, the details are out. And we have Russell Bird with us. It's going to be an awesome show.
Yeah, it's my first time on the show. I'm excited.
This is going to be great. So this is called Tacos Live. So what I like to do right off the bat is just get a little tacos up. There's no eating. It's just, let's show everybody what we're working with today.
Oh, yes. Oh, come on there. Yeah,
you guys weren't expecting this, but I got the giant blow up burrito.
That's a winner, man.
Lovely.
That is a winner.
You know, and I thought I was being super smart by wearing my hot sauce sweatshirt. And you're asking, Brandon, how is that a hot sauce sweatshirt? Have you ever wondered what this pocket's for? You actually just unzip the pocket and it comes with hot sauce right inside the pocket. I bet you didn't know that. So there you go. All right, boys, I'm going to let you guys get to it, and I will meet you at the end for a little bite and a wrap up and with some questions. If you do have questions for the boys, make sure that you put them over there in the comment section, and I will make sure that we get to them there at the end. All right, we'll see you then.
There.
Over there, up there, down there, over there. I can't stop laughing, Russ. That is so great. Thank you for bringing that. That's a first, right, Jeff?
Well, it is a first, and this is why our audience is expanding, because we are just so creative, and we bring on amazing guests. And you might have noticed we're attracting an older audience for this show as well. Because
I noticed somebody over your shoulder that might be a few years older than you that's sitting in watching your every move.
Well, it's not just that. Everybody loves tacos, and everybody loves tacos. The Tacos show, so in any event, all right, let's move on with the good stuff.
Well, we are really excited, Russ. Thank you for joining us. I know it seems like we don't know what we're doing, but that's part of the fun too, is we like to enjoy the ride. You've kicked us off in an amazing way with a giant inflatable burrito. Could not get better than that. The cousin of the taco is always welcome on our show. So listen, first of all, you hail from the Great White North in Alberta, Canada. Is that correct?
That is true. Yeah.
So is it a warm, sunny day?
It is minus 25 degrees centigrade here today, which is, I think, right around where it crosses over with Fahrenheit.
Is that like at zero?
Minus. It's minus 20.
Yeah, but we don't play the centigrades. Right, we don't get that. We're the Fahrenheit folks.
We're Americans.
We're slow. We should have converted to the metric system in Celsius a long time ago, but rebels being who we are. Anyway, to say it's cold out would be a fair statement, correct?
Yeah, it means it's about minus 8 degrees here, Fahrenheit.
And I was going to complain. Cold. I was going to complain that we have a winter warning in Phoenix, Arizona, which means it could get to 32-ish, 34, and people are freaking out because they saw a few flakes of snow yesterday. So anyway, that's not why you're here. That's not why we're here. We're here because you are an amazing guy. And I've got some stats to prove it. I've been sneaking around your webpage, your blogs, your Instagram posts, and there's some great stuff going on. There is a lot going on. I can't wait to dig in and have you explain this a little bit better to us. So first of all, let's click over to some visuals. Welcome again to the Tacos Live show here on Promo Corner. It's always a pleasure. They've adopted us. I'm not sure why, Jeff. I guess we're just lucky. But
just the tacos. It's all about the tacos.
They're just taco freaks like we are. Who isn't, by the way? But the reality here is, Russ, this is about you. And I did some sneaking around, like I said. First of all, your logo is cool because at first I was like, all I saw was the A, and then I was like, wait, no, it's PA. I get it. It's the Promo Addict. It made me think. It made me stop. It made me look at it, and I thought, that's cool. It's original. It's custom. It's all about you guys. Did you design that yourself, or was that something that you had somebody work on?
My wife designed it. So she's the director of creative here, and she designed it back when we started about 6 years ago.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, it's original, and it plays well. And so you guys have been, as a couple, husband and wife, owners of your company for about 5 years. We're going to get to that in a minute, but you've been in the industry longer than that, as is evidenced on this first bullet point. Tell us about how you got started.
Yeah, I got started back in 2009. One of the I used to work in a jail. I was a jail guard for about 5 years. And when I was working there, people were always like, "Man, you're such a sales guy. You could sell anything." And when I decided I wanted to end that career, I was looking for a new opportunity, and I decided I wanted to sell something. So I applied at, typical sales industries like car dealerships and insurance agencies, but no one will give you a shot if you don't have any sales experience. And the first company that gave me a shot and an interview was a promotional products company. And so
Very
I got
cool.
the interview, I got the job, and that was my start in promo back in 2009.
That's cool. Didn't know that. Well, I'm glad you made it the jump, the transfer over. We
Me
need
too.
creatives like you in this world, and as will be showcased here in just a second. So, what a transition from being a guard or a jailer to promo. That's pretty cool. That's never happened before. It must have been the creative.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, well, other people have left jail to start this career, but not ever. No, I won't get into that. Okay. Let's talk about this. Russ, you are a freaking chef, man. You're like legit. You're award-winning second place in ribs.
Yeah, I like to say I'm a competition cook because I never went to culinary school.
Okay,
And so
fair. I get it.
That term is reserved for people who have graduated from culinary school, but I've competed against a lot of chefs and won.
That's a big deal. So competition chef, I'll give you that. You're kicking ass. Second place, that's a big deal, man. I love that. So, and you're all in on barbecue. You're all about ribs. You're all about barbecue. Is that kind of your passion aside from promo?
Yeah, it was my hobby prior to the pandemic, and then it became a side hustle / business during the pandemic.
That's super cool. So one of the other bullet points, Jeff, get this. Hello, Pork-a-Palooza? That might be the coolest event name ever, Russ.
I wish I could say I came up with it, but it was founded by the Alberta pork producers. And so it was very much all about like convincing people to eat more pork. And then since then it's grown to be so much bigger and more than that. But that was where it got its start.
I shared this with Brandon. We quickly went through the slides when we got on before we were recording, and he just busted up laughing. He thought it was the coolest name ever. And I agree. I love Pork-a-Palooza. And in fact, in my taco, I have a bacon breakfast taco that I whipped up in honor of the Pork-a-Palooza. So a little bit of pork goes a long way, right? But here's something else that I don't think a lot of people understand. You are also one of my colleagues and a volunteer chef at Promo Kitchen. So you may be the only real competition chef who is also a volunteer chef at Promo Kitchen. What are the chances of that?
Yeah, it's funny. It confuses the heck out of people on my LinkedIn because it says that I'm a chef at Promo Kitchen, but then they're like, wait a second, you're a promo guy, but you're also a competition cook. And yeah, some real confusion. It's kind of fun.
I love it. Keep them guessing at every step. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, I do have to reveal that second to tacos is my love for ribs. Particularly, sorry about the Pork-a-Palooza. I mean, I'll have those, but I love a beef rib. And they're kind of a little harder to find right now for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyway, my apologies to our vegetarian listeners, but I love a beef rib. And then my dogs get the bones. So it's a win-win. But anyway, that's all I have to add about the food stuff. Let's get to the meat. Let's get to the meat of the marketing, right? Ooh, pretty good.
I agree, 100%.
Wow, that was pretty
I would
slick.
say you planned that.
Yeah, right.
Russ isn't impressed.
Oh, I'm impressed. The meaty bits are the best bits.
The meaty bits are the best bits. Brandon, put that in the show notes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so let's give you a round of applause for celebrating your 5th year. The Promo Attic recently completed 5 years of business. That's a big deal, Brandon, or Russ, sorry. That's a big deal because a lot of businesses, let's be honest, don't make it that long and don't make it to that milestone. And not only have you made it, you've succeeded and you've done it through a pandemic against a lot of odds. So compliments to you. What do you think about when you see that, man, we've made it. Not only did we give away pulled pork sandwiches, I can't talk this morning, but more important than the sandwiches, 5 years. Talk about that for a second. Share something that's on your mind about 5 years, Russ.
You know what? When we started this company in 2015, it was a very difficult time because of the oil downturn in Alberta where we live. This is oil country, and the price of Canadian oil has gone through the floor in the last 5 years. And my customer base is very oil centric. So it's been a challenge, but because of the team that we've put around me, we have grown every single year up until the pandemic. And even last year, in 2020, we didn't grow, but we only shrank by about 20%. And so I think that would be a success in a year like last year.
I agree.
We hustled, we pivoted just like everyone else selling PPE, but making it through that year, I feel like we should be able to celebrate our 10-year anniversary this year.
I love that
Hey,
perspective.
just jump right forward, 10.
Yeah, move fast forward to 10. But you know what? I love that perspective, and good for you and your team for hustling and sticking with it. To say you were only down 20 points is an accomplishment. That is success. I mean, I wish you weren't down at all, obviously, but there's sometimes factors we can't control. And to see your hustle, your focus, shifting into new areas, which we're going to get into in just a second, because one of your pivots included your passion. So we'll talk about that here coming up.
Well,
but I
you know
love
what's
the
funny is,
fact.
having grown
Go
every
ahead. Yeah,
year,
yeah.
I was kind of sick of winning those fastest growing company awards. I want to win best places to work awards this year.
Oh, that's a cool perspective. Good on you. I hope you do. And I know you get some recognition in the local Alberta area. I've seen some clippings, as we used to call, the old folks call them clippings from the newspapers, but that's a big deal to see that you guys were spotlighted on some local press, being able to, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, tell me the story. You started actually hand making masks early on?
Yeah, like in April and May, you couldn't buy masks from the traditional supply chain. And so we actually went out and we ordered 500 t-shirts, and we cut them up into be cotton masks. So, cutting a t-shirt into quarters and then making little squares of fabric, throwing it on our vinyl cutter and cutting it into, the little triangle mask shapes and sewing it all together to be a 2-ply cotton mask. It was a lot of work. We hired a team of local sewers so we could sew. The average sewer was doing between 5 and 7 masks an hour, but our best sewers could do 11. And so, was it efficient? Not really. Was it a good moneymaker? Not really. But it kept our staff busy and engaged at a time when everyone else was locked down. We were able to supply masks to some of our key customers that needed them when they weren't available through traditional supply chains. And that lasted from about April until around June, when the Chinese and overseas masks started to show up in suppliers, and the prices started dropping, and it didn't become effective and efficient to be able to sew them in-house anymore. So we stopped that.
What a cool tribute to your team. I love that. I think it's a big deal that you stepped in, and it wasn't efficient. It wasn't a money maker. It had nothing to do with that. It was all about solving the problem, all hands on deck. Man, tip of the cap to you guys and your team. That's super cool. I loved seeing that. But let's keep moving forward here. One of the things that we also, when you celebrate a 5-year anniversary, Russ, you have to do it in style, right? So you better have some barbecue. You better have. And I don't know how you did this. Were things starting to open up a little bit where you could have people come by the store or go through drive-through and grab a pulled pork sandwich, or how did this work?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact limitations on outdoor gatherings at that time. I think it was fairly open. I think we were allowed to have like 15 people at a time at the grand opening. So over the course of the day, I think we had around 100 people show up. But it was focused on being outdoor, socially distanced in the parking lot, and the weather cooperated. For end of September, you never know what you're going to get, but it was a nice day.
That's fantastic. I wish we could have been there, Jeff. You know what? Maybe we'll celebrate 10 years. We'll take a
Well,
short
go up
drive.
there to Alberta, man. That would be
Just a
great.
short drive from California, no big
Yeah,
deal.
just short drive from Cali and you in Arizona,
People do it all the time. I'll drive over to California, pick you up, and then we'll go for like a 24-hour haul up to Alberta.
Yeah, we'll just go north and then right?
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. But the barbecue would be worth it. Trust me. Okay, so this, I have to give you a massive amount of credit. 2 things that popped out at this. Number one, what this is, and we're going to get to that in a second. So let me stop sharing that for a minute, get back to us. But I found this on your blog, so I want to give you guys a big credit, because shout out to you and your team and the creativity. It's as though you went to a virtual trade show and you came back with 20 cool ideas. and then you shared those in your blog. And I had the feeling, truly, I was sitting here thinking, I don't know if I didn't know that you explained this, I don't know that I would have known that you didn't attend a real event. So to me, the reader, the consumer of the blog, I was like, here are 20 fresh ideas, and you guys gave your insight. You shared some fun and personality, why you liked certain things over others, things that were fresh, things that were original, things that were fun, things that were environmentally sustainable. You hit a lot of hot buttons in there. And I just want to say, I wish our industry did that more. Maybe some do, so forgive me. I don't read everybody's blog. It's not like, I'm not like Jeff, the creator of Free Promo Tips, who's like a walking encyclopedia of promotional products and knows style numbers and SKU numbers and whatnot. Right, Jeff?
No, wrong. I want to get to the image. Get back to the image.
Wrong. Okay, I teased you with that. So
yeah,
Russ,
okay, yeah.
Tell us more about. I'm shaking my head. This is a SMH moment right here, because when I saw this, I was like, I gotta say, I was like, what the hell? And so it's cool. It's different. It's super original. A lip balm tube that is made from potatoes.
Yeah, I've been doing my top Vegas products blog since I started going to Vegas. I think it was like 8 or 9 years ago, and I do it every year. I think my customers expect it. And it's interesting. I've had competitors send their customers to my website, and then the customers have emailed me and said, hey, I want to buy this product. Can you please sell it through X promo distributor? And I'm like, sure, let's do it.
Well, hold on. That's really a Canadian thing to do. I don't think that would happen down here south of the border, my friend. I'm impressed, but let's get back to this. So
one of our biggest customers is a potato distributor and grower. And so because of that, I always have my eyes out for looking for cool potato products. And this lip balm is from Raining Rose, and it's made of potato starch. And so this isn't the first ever product made from potato starch, but the imagery was really nice. And I think that's going to be the way of the world. We've seen a lot of manufacturers come out with things like the wheat straw plastic. If you go over to like the Netherlands, you can get coffee plastic now. There's more and more of that coming. And I think this potato starch and cornstarch in plastics it's the way the world is going. And so you're going to start to see it in more and more products.
Well, listen, I'm sure Raining Rose is happy that you gave them a unsolicited shout out. What's our saying, Jeff? We go where the
tacos take us, and now they've taken us to a potato lip balm from Raining Rose. I have to ask a question, Russ. Is that because I was laughing because I'm going, seriously? I mean, a potato lip balm, but is there
it's real? I know.
Is there a sustainability factor and to it? And I'm guessing there is, because if there is, this is again something that somebody who's watching our show may never know. I thought it was a joke, kind of, but is there a sustainability and a benefit to selling, this potato-based product? That's,
I think you'd have to sell an awful lot of them to move the heartbeat of the green economy.
Right.
That being said, I think the way to make the world a better place is all the little steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so every little bit that you can prevent from being oil-based products is a good thing, despite the fact that we're an oil-based economy in Alberta. I think there's a lot of opportunities to do that, and it's the little things that add up to be the big things. Yeah.
And you have a potato customer, so it's a perfect fit for you. But, I always try to bring around in all our taco shows, like, well, how, for our viewers, how is this relevant to me? And I think, the idea that you can just offer something that's completely different, and whether their client's going to connect with the idea it's a potato, it is a more sustainable material, whatever it is, it's always about finding, like you're saying with that list that you're showing, here's your finds. It's showing that you're really out there working for, for your clients to find this stuff, whether they connect with a potato lip balm or any of the other things that you're going to share. You're working for them, and that's something that I think that our viewers should take away from this, and others do this, but it's another encouragement, to take these show opportunities. Even though the show opportunities we've had so far this year are virtual, there's still been great stuff that's come out of it, and
right.
So good on you for sharing it.
Yeah, it
Thank
is
you.
cool. And Russ, I'll give some specifics, not to bore the audience, but because Jeff was talking about it and asking, I think the main takeaway here is it's reducing that plastic content. So
Right.
when you can substitute that with a bio resin made from potatoes and potato starches, it's inventive, it's friendlier to our environment, and we're reducing, that fossil fuel based plastic. So great find, super cool. Never would have believed it was possible. At first I thought, like Jeff, I was like, is this even real? And I was like, well, I know Russ wouldn't share this in his top 20 Vegas items for the year. So good on you for being original, being different, and sharing this. And I know it has a direct connection with you, but I have to pause and ask, I have no idea what promo YEG or hashtag, what is that? YEG? What is YEG?
Yeah.
I'm missing something.
So in Canada, a lot of cities will use their airport code. And so like PVR would be Puerto Vallarta, YEG is Edmonton. And so if you're flying,
Okay.
Calgary to Edmonton, it's YYC to YEG. And so promo YEG stands for promo Edmonton. It's really taken off in Canada. And a lot of my competitors in Edmonton share YEG promo as a hashtag in Edmonton because they know they can't use promo YEG because that's me.
Good on you. I was like, who are these Yeggers? I kept seeing hashtag Yeggers, hashtag promo YEG. And I was like, I don't know, man, this is like a crazy cult in Edmonton. Something's going on, Jeff. We better investigate.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
hashtag YEG gets millions of shares every year in and around Edmonton. If you want to share anything Edmonton based, it's hashtag YEG. And we are at promo YEG on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We're on TikTok.
So what you're really saying, Russ, is if we had Tacos YEG, we could do a collab where we do some pulled pork tacos and we would blow it up in Canada. Is that what you're telling me?
In Edmonton, yeah.
There we go.
Edmonton.
We're going international, baby.
We're going on the road, Jeff, this summer.
Yeah,
Let's
we're out there, man.
Wait till it warms up for sure. Okay, so
Yes.
I can't wait. Okay, so let's keep moving the show along. We've got a couple things to share again. Russ, you blew my mind when you saw this. Super cool. I loved it. I just can't get away from it. However, here we are, Jeff. Guess what? We've got more custom gift boxes. If that's not a visual picture, I don't know what is. Custom gift boxes. Now, this is where I need you to help us, Russ. Tell us a little bit about how you pivoted, how you shifted, how you found new revenue during the pandemic, and it's probably not what people are expecting. Could you tell us a little bit about You Need a Barbecue?
Yeah, so You Need a Barbecue is the team name that we compete in across North America when we do barbecue contests. And so during the pandemic, we were trying to find additional revenue. And so what we did was we reached out to our barbecue sponsor, Pit Boss Grills, and we said, hey, can we buy 7 barbecues at wholesale? And then we will put them in our showroom or our reception area and sell them to our friends, family, and the public. And they said yes. So we opened up as a retailer of barbecues and we sold them almost immediately. Like it was just, we brought them in, they were gone. And so we brought in 7 more. And then the same thing happened. They were just gone. And so I realized that we had kind of struck gold and there was an opportunity to grow. And so we started bringing in more barbecues. We started bringing in seasonings, sauces, accessories, and we converted the reception area of the Promo Addict to be this business, You Need a Barbecue. And it was really neat. So we set a goal to do like $100,000 in sales between July and the end of the year. And we said, if we can do that, then we can look to expand it for 2021. But if we can't do that, well, then it was a great attempt. It was a nice little side hustle.
It was
but
a
then
lot
we'll
of
just
fun.
shut it down.
Yeah.
Well, we did it before October. And so we decided to hire full-time staff, expand the barbecue space into the warehouse as well, and the office spaces. And so we leased a new space for the Promo Addict, and we expanded the barbecue store to be the entire Promo Addict space. And so over Christmas, we moved the Promo Addict into a new space and expanded the barbecue store to be the whole 1,500 square foot Promo Addict space. And yeah, now I have 2 businesses. It's wild.
That is so cool. So then, okay, so you obviously have one amazing business, which is the Promo Addict, and you were able to do some custom packaging and some custom kits. Let's go back to that screen and tell me about what were you doing? What was the promotion? What was going on here with these custom
Yeah.
gift boxes?
So for Christmas, they want stocking stuffers and gifts for their friends and family, and little barbecue sauce and an accessory or like a steak kit. So we'll give you like 3 seasonings for a steak and a barbecue thermometer, right? For $75. Well, if you put it in a custom box, it's worth $75. If it's not in the box, it's worth $60, right? And so the box cost me $4, and I was able to add $10 to the price of the box at my store. And so, if you're going to put something underneath the tree, you can have 4 seasonings and a thermometer just loose or individually wrapped, or if you put them in a nice little gift box, now it's a gift. And so it has a much higher perceived value, and it helped drive up our average purchase within the store, because instead of someone coming in and spending $30 or $40 on seasonings for their loved one, I'd be like, well, why don't you try the brisket kit? It's everything you need to cook a brisket. It's $75, and they would buy that.
Well, I want to jump in and point out, for the audience here, we've talked a lot about kitting on the shows, and this is a little different variation of kitting because it's tied to your barbecue business as well. But any distributor can understand the value of kitting and seasonings that are available, in our industry, and also barbecue gift sets. Actually, we're doing a contest next week. We're giving away barbecue and a barbecue set. So these are common promo items that your favorite suppliers might have that could be incorporated. And again, like you're talking about theming for barbecue. And when the weather is nicer, I think in Alberta, when it's not, below zero, but is barbecuing like it's a hot, obviously it's a hot deal there, right? You got the Porkapalooza, and the weather's not always sub-zero. So you have great barbecue weather, and again, this is where a distributor, and maybe they think, oh well, maybe I don't connect with barbecue, maybe I connect with something else. But again, it's a little different variation on kitting, but yeah, one that's effective.
Yeah,
100%.
the interesting thing about our barbecue store is we actually do have about 10 different promo items that are barbecue related.
Perfect.
That we
I
sell
was just
in
going
our
to ask
store.
you that. I was just going to,
So like,
lead me to it.
we
Tell us.
we use a company who's in the promo industry to create our own custom sauce. So we do 4 different sauces and 2 different seasonings that are Unita Barbecue branded, but they're just promo items. And so we're able to sell those for retail margins as opposed to like promo margins. So we make a fair bit more money on those than we do on any of our other sauces and seasonings. And then we also have like cutting boards that are logoed. We sell at retail pricing. We have thermometers that are logoed that we sell at retail pricing. And these are all promotional items, but they work at retail. And so it's a great opportunity for us to grow our Unita Barbecue brand, buy from the Promo Addict, and create higher profit margins.
For sure.
So, when you're selling to your customers, especially ones that are in retail, don't be afraid to sell them a product that they can sell at retail, right? It's the burger joint that has their logoed t-shirt that they're selling, but you can go much deeper than that. You could be selling to a candle store, right? You could be selling to anybody.
Great points, Russ. Thank you. I was just about to ask you those questions, so you beat me to it. The other thing that's a takeaway is, we've talked barbecue centric right now, but food gifting overall, food gifts.
Yeah, right.
This has been huge through the holidays this year. It's been an enormous boom for our industry. If you talk to all of those that have been in any capacity of food, seasonings, spices, candy, they have seen an increase in their businesses. And so why is that? That's what the consumer's demanding right now. And I don't think it's going to shift. I can tell you, I put on a few extra during the last 6 months, and it's not just from TACOS or from Sweet Barbecue. So all of us find that nostalgia, and we find that comforting, and we're looking to those things in times of chaos and stress. So I think you brought forth a great marketing component in the kit. We used to call them, by the way, Jeff, in the old days, we used to call them bundles. But with the custom kitting and packaging and custom branding, that's such a win, Russ. It was so, that was a visual box. If you saw that under your Christmas tree or wrapped or as a gift, you can't not be just immediately drawn to it and focused on it. And you can't wait to see what's inside. So super cool. Good job for your team. Well done.
Cool. Thanks, man.
All right. Well, we have arrived at about the time where we're going to give you a few more minutes. If there's anything else you want to
here it
add, the troublemaker is back. But Russ, is there anything you want to close us out with, or mention, or share some final words of wisdom? Because everybody is really hungry now, not just because it's Tacos with Jay and Jeff, but we just talked to a competition cook who is the Porkapalooza guy, who is a second place winner. And all we've done is talk about barbecue and food. So yeah.
And
You know
it's
what?
lunchtime back east there. I mean, it's still early in California, but I'm hungry.
Yeah, you know what? I think a final closing thought would be, this has been a really challenging year in our industry, but pivoting is what our industry does best. And so we've always been great pivoters. We're the industry that turns a water bottle into a Bluetooth speaker. And so if you can do that, you can do anything. So don't be afraid to get out there and find business or change the face of business to make it fit what you're doing. And I think there's going to be opportunities for all of us to succeed, and plan now, because I think once the economy starts opening back up again, it's going to be so busy that no one can keep their head above water.
Very well said, my friend. And a final shout out. Also, I want to thank you for your service and your work at Promo Kitchen. For those of you who don't know, Russ is a tireless supporter. He's involved in the mentorship committee and has done wonderful work there. We're grateful at Promo Kitchen. So a small shout out to our team of misfits. The island of misfit toys would be incomplete without you, my friend, and all of the facilitation that you've done to bring mentors and mentees together is outstanding. So thanks again.
Yes, thank you, Russ, for that. And what I want to share in closing is really, truly from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate what you shared. And I've come out of this month between SKUCon and Promo Kitchen Mixer and Expo and all these things that, have happened, networking online. Yes, we of course want to be together, but we can't. But I came out so encouraged, frankly, by the people who are going to be able, God, I hate to use the word pivot, but there's going to be some people doing really, really well in this marketplace because they're able to just think differently, change their business structure, meet their clients' needs. This whole story that's being told about being authentic and all these things. And I've just been so encouraged by it. And I won't say much more other than, it's birthed this whole thing. We're working on AI advocates for the industry, just about helping one another. But I'm excited. And I love doing these shows. Jay and I, we look back, we do these like, wow, look at these shows we've shared and all this stuff that people have done. And we feel honored and privileged because it's not about us. It's about putting a spotlight on others, as we always have said. But I'm really excited about this year. Now, I am sad that we will be losing some. We're going to lose some suppliers. We're going to lose some distributors because, if the stuff sellers will be challenged. The online sellers who do, the commodities are doing great. Nobody really wants to see you to order some of the commodity items, but the ones who can think outside the box and do this creative work and just share potato lip balm, whatever. Like, hey, when you get to that 10-year anniversary, you look back on this show and go, it was that potato lip balm there. That got us. That pushed us over. Got us those 5 years. But anyway, that's what I want to say. I'm sorry I went a little long-winded, but I'm really passionate because really I've been so inspired by things and I feel there's hope for the industry and for the work that we're doing here and Promo Corners doing, sharing a variety of content, the good things that everybody's doing, the kitchen, all our friends. It's exciting. So I'll shut up and you close it out there, boys.
It's okay to be excited when you're inspired by the great work of Russell Bird, his team at the Promo Addict. It's not, how could you not be inspired, right?
Well, and I agree. And we had some people watching too. So a past guest, Allison Banholzer, she said, I already love Russell. I used to be a criminologist and work for the police departments. So I already know he's a great guy. And then Ellie chimed in too from Logo Jojo and says, hey, Russell, shipping your Logo Jojo coffee order today. So you are spreading the love. People love you. I shared this post over on my Facebook page, and Alex from Chameleon Like chimed in and said, hey, love Russell. He's a great guy. What's up, guys? So we have a bunch of fans out there, Russell. I'm a fan of yours. I wrote down a bunch of notes. There's a bunch of notes in the comments too. He had a ton of great little one-liners, little comments and things that just Canadians would say that Americans need to listen to. So with that, we are going to wrap up this show. We're going to have one more last tacos up and take our final bite. Woo!
Oh.
Russ, you got to turn it around. Russ, you got the wrong end. We can't see the.
There it is.
You need the good stuff.
We need all the good stuff: the cheese, the meat, the veggies. Awesome. Love that.
That is one of the best props I've seen.
You
that
won
was
the
great.
award for the biggest
Pretty
prop,
good.
if not the best.
That was awesome.
Took
Well,
me a long time to blow it up.
Hey, you should have given it to me or Jeff. We're full of hot air. Everybody knows that.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Tacos Live. We will see you on the the second Tuesday of February, but you can check them out next week at freepromotips.com. So we'll see you guys next time.